was born in Lima, Peru, born and raised there. And then we emigrated here when I was about 12 or so. Dallas, Texas, that's where I kind of went to high school and grew up. My religious vocation were planted in when I was growing up in Lima, Peru, because over there, it was a very Catholic environment. I was in my third year of law school, and I'd become interested in monastic life. I mean, I'd read a book about this monk, and I was interested in it. And I asked my local, the chaplain at the University of Chicago, the Newman Center, what about, is there a Roman Catholic monastery that I can visit, just, to see what it's like. And so he told me New Melleray, and so I came here for my spring break back in 2002. And that's when it kind of, planted the idea of even that monastic life was a possibility. My decision to enter the religious life or whatever came when I was in law school. And on a personal level, I was dating a woman that I really liked, who was just very outgoing, intelligent, and also, very caring. So I think, at least from my perspective, things were going, really bright for me as far as, I was kind of heading in that direction with just the traditional, legal life in the world with, wife and kids kind of thing. So it was one day my girlfriend and I went to Mass on Sunday evening at the, Catholic Center on campus. And there we were in the front row, we're kind of, for the Mass. And the priest is doing the consecration, and I'm looking at her, and I looked at the priest raising the host, and I'm thinking, I had this just revelation that, just the fairest of women were nothing compared to God, who's more beautiful than the sun and excels every constellation of the stars. And right there, I decided that I wanted to dedicate my life completely to God and to the service of the church. But that wasn't, I knew the Trappists, of course, so I did an observership here, and it, it really suited me. I felt like very much at home. I think the best advice that this one priest gave me was, when you go there, look at the fruits of the Holy Spirit. Are you growing in them? Love, peace, joy, patience, kindness, those things. And I noticed that I had, that it kind of worked for me. So that was part of the attraction, to New Melleray, to the monastic life, But I still was kind of like, undecided. And I looked at some other monasteries too. But I was kind of leaning towards the monastic life. I just think, for me, like the beauty of the monastic life, is just this ability to, dedicate yourself single-mindedly to something. To pursue this one thing, which is God. In the world, there's, just all this noises and affairs, and you're bombarded with all sorts of, not just images, but information. Most of it's superfluous, there's just a lot of chatter, whereas here in the silence and solitude, you can really, in leaving all these things behind, you are more open, your heart is more free to receive, the grace of God. So there's a real benefit to this radical separation once you stick with it, and if you're really faithful to it. The radicalness of it is difficult, can be difficult at first, but once you make that turn, then it all changes, and it's beautiful, and it's good, and it's a great life. I love it, but no, I don't have any problem with the silence or solitude. And so what silence and solitude do is an opportunity to gather you in so that your mind can be raised towards God and the contemplation of God. I don't know, money doesn't interest me. How much money can you have? How much money is enough? Just the fact of even money alone, I don't know, I just don't care about it. When looking back, this is one of the best decisions I ever made. My only regret is, that I didn't make it earlier. I think I probably had the monastic vocation when I graduated from college, because I'd come across, I was in LA, so I'd seen some other contemplative, like other religions, and there was an attraction to it, but I didn't, I was so set on, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to law school. I'd always wanted to go to law school, and I never really took I didn't take the time to stop and think, okay, what does God want me to do, Okay, here's what I was sitting what I wanted. I knew what I wanted, and I went for it, and I got it. But I just never asked, what does God want until, I was kind of in law school. Okay, let me think about what God is calling me to. And it's interesting, even when, like I said, when God calls you to something, even though it seems kind of like disgusting or kind of weird at first, there's just so many benefits to be reaped for yourself, and you can really also make an impact on so many other people as well. So it's a win-win situation. You can't go wrong. Yeah. No, I love being a monk.